That put me in such a good mood there. I'm like running highs and lows right now, but the financial fair play stuff does get me fired up.
Okay.
Because I mean, also at the end of the day, right? Like, what good does this do? And it doesn't do any good for the English Premier League. Doesn't do any good for Juventus and Serie A. La Liga hates it, obviously, because they're just trying to eject themselves into some other league because there's only 2 teams in La Liga. Like it's like the whole thing is just this whirlwind of nonsense.
Okay. Also, when they go bankrupt, then people stop being paid. All those lower players on the
Serie
B team.
Erling Haaland's going to go to some other team, and he's going to get paid.
Yeah, but the players on the Serie B team.
But he's probably eventually going to get paid, Dave, what his actual value is, instead of some of these inflated prices that the EPL has created. Yeah. Right. So what will happen is the market value of these players comes down to earth on what these clubs can actually afford.
Fair. Capitalism in its purest.
Damn straight. It's a natural hand.
Yes. Competition is the invisible hand that brought the best possible goods to the consumer at the lowest price. Adam Smith, Market Economy.
That's right. Adam Smith.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, look at you.
All right.
Look how smart he is.
Who thought I was a scientist? Okay. Leeds.
Jesse Marsh, gone.
Okay. So you were saying that you didn't expect it. I expected it.
Did you?
I'm just going to go right out.
I didn't say I didn't. Carmen did.
I was not expecting.
Carmen, tell us why you didn't expect it, Carmen.
One, because the guy on NBC Sports told me that it wouldn't happen. And 2, I just thought they would give him a little more time, a little more rope, because it was very exciting at first. He's part of like the whole Team USA thing, getting them like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he's was let go. I thought he would have gotten one more game.
Okay.
With Weston McKennie coming in, I thought one more game.
He should have started Weston McKennie.
He should have.
I mean, when you get a signing like that, you throw him right in the team. I mean, Alex Ferguson used to say this, and is that, look, if you sign somebody
to help rescue you,
well, forget that, even to rescue. He said, if you sign some player, like I'm not talking about an 18-year-old kid as a prospect, but if you sign an actual player for your team, that player should have a role in your mind for that team, which means that they fly in, they show up, they should go into the team in that role. If you don't need that player, or if you don't have a role for them, they shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So if Weston McKennie has a role, and I think he does, he should have walked right into that team and been starting.
So they're playing your team, Man United, next, right?
Yeah, but now he's gone. But let's just talk about why he's gone. And I want to talk about, so Jesse Marsh's record. So we haven't talked. I have this whole, this font of MLS coaching record knowledge that I have waiting to unleash on you all, but I won't right now. But I will say that Jesse Marsh. So Jesse Marsh started out in MLS. He was a coach at the Montreal Impact initially, and he did terribly there for half a season or a season. I think he got promoted or interim, maybe even was the first coach. I'm not sure. But he moved to the Red Bulls, and under the Red Bulls, he had a terrific record. That being said, he had a terrific record regular season, and they just failed in the playoffs many, many years in a row. He didn't get run out at Red Bulls, but Red Bulls, as you know, Mikey Dobbs and Carmen, is part of the whole Red Bull empire, right? And they have a collection of clubs. So they have a team in Austria, Red Bull Austria. They have a team in Germany, RB Leipzig, right? So what happened was Jesse Marsh got promoted from their MLS team, Red Bull New York, to their Red Bull Austria team in Europe. And he did really well there. Right. And in fact, your boy, U.S. national team guy from Philadelphia Union played there under him before moving to Leeds with him. But anyway, so Brendan Aronson. So we're talking about anyway, but
the listeners know.
Yeah. Okay. Your boy. That's all you need to say. So anyway, he did really well in Austria. I think they won the league. They qualified for the Champions League from Austria. And then Nagelsmann was the coach at Leipzig. which is the Red Bull Germany team. And he got them to, I believe, second place. They qualified for the Champions League, right? And he got, as happens in Germany, whenever Bayern Munich doesn't think they're about to do well, they just sign everybody who's doing better against them. So they signed him. They stole the coach. That never happens in any other league. But in Germany, you can go from coaching the second team to the first team. not like the second team at a club, the second place team in the Bundesliga to the first place team. So he went from RB Leipzig to Bayern Munich, and then they just shuffled the pack. So Jesse Marsch got moved up from Austria to RB Leipzig. So he took over a Champions League team. And did he succeed there?
Negative.
No. He drove them right into like 13th place or something. Like they were terrible.
Did they have any good players?
Yeah, they were Champions League team. And now they did lose a couple of players, but to be honest with you, I think they lost most of their really good players after that. Anyway, but he didn't do well there. He got sacked. He didn't even last a full season. He didn't really get a huge chance, but he wasn't doing well. And then he was only unemployed for a little while, and he got hired by Leeds. Leeds had your other boy, Bielsa, who was amazing and had them, mid to, upper table. We had the bet, right, about whether Leeds would do well. And I said, Bielsa's track record says always in the third year, he drives his team right into the ground because he runs them to death. And they did. And they were all the way in the relegation zone. Jesse Marsch came in. And did they get relegated? No. On the final day of the season, they won and just barely survived.
I don't know that it was a success per se,
but they didn't get relegated.
Yeah.
And
yes, it was a success because they didn't.
So then Jesse Marsch got a chance now for a full off season and to start the team. And where did he end up?
Right towards the bottom of the table,
back in the relegation zone. So I think he had it coming. You got to do better than that.
You know who's coming out of the relegation zone?
Wolves.
Oh, you're Wolves.
Yeah, because who's their coach now?
I forget his name. I'm blanking on his
Lapatagui or something.
Yes. Don't make me try to pronounce it.
I was counting on you to pronounce it. I'm terrible with names.
You got Yakimakis, and I can't get my. It's my team.
It's your team.
He's too new for me to invest in his name.
He's Spanish, right?
Yeah.
You just make up names as we go along.
No, I like him.
Maybe Carmen can look up his real name for us.
And the pronunciation
Wolves,
too.
They laid Liverpool off the field.
Liverpool right now.
Liverpool.
What is I mean, is Klopp how long is Klopp?
Klopp's in the hot seat. He's got to be, right?
I mean,
like 10th in the table.
Yeah.
Not
good.
Chelsea and Liverpool just hanging out in the middle.
So have you been watching Liverpool? Do you know what's going on? What happened?
I mean, I would say that there's a lot of players that have just kind of aged, including Mo Salah, and you've got.
I don't think Mo Salah has really aged. He's still certainly in his prime. There are other players who have aged, though.
Yeah, Milner
for sure,
and Henderson
for sure,
right? So like those guys have lost their step.
And Firmino for sure.
Firmino,
their whole center midfield aged.
Not that Alexander Arnold has aged, but he
hasn't aged well.
He hasn't aged well. It's just there's.
But here's the thing about Trent
Arnold. You lose that mojo as a unit when you're those guys we just mentioned were the heart of something that everybody believed in, and it's just fluttered away.
Well, so what happened in that team has Trent Arnold Alexander going forward, and he's terrific going forward. He's not so good defensively, and
played pretty good defensively actually against the Wolves.
Sure, but what I'm saying is that team was built to press and be up the field. And when Milner, Firmino, and who else did you just mention? Henderson, right, were in their prime, that was a heck of a midfield. And it was a midfield that didn't actually always get that far forward. So they were there to start the press, right? As maybe we might talk about Atlanta United. One of the problems we have is we don't have players there to start the press. So those guys were sitting there. And in addition, they had, when they ever got beat, they had Van Dijk, who was amazing. So Van Dijk's been injured.
Yeah.
Right. So they no longer have the guy to bail them out. Their central three midfielders are old. Right. And they lost Mane, the other guy who pressed well up top.
That's right, they lost
and
Mane.
Suddenly snowball effect. And what does Liverpool look like right now?
Like it's average at best.
They look very similar to Atlanta United.
Yeah. I think
they have some of the same problems that we do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a hard one to equate to, but